Now let's look at study number 2. You'll note in the first bar there's a few unfamiliar things. The second and third note that you see, the ones that are linked together with a beam, are called eighth notes. What eighth notes are notes that receive, in this case, half the value of a quarter note. In other words, a quarter note gets 1 beat, and an eighth note gets a half a beat. So it would take 2 eighth notes to make 1 beat. So 2 eighth notes are the equivalent of 1 quarter note. In this case, if you look at the first bar, we have a quarter note, which is 1 beat, 2 eighth notes, which make the second beat, so they're equal to 1 beat. You have another quarter note, which is your third beat, and 2 eighth notes again on your fourth beat. So let me just demonstrate that first bar so you can hear it. I'll count it out loud for you. So it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's how we count eighth notes. To make it exact, rather than just counting the beat and trying to feel the mid-beat, we say and in between each beat. So rather than 1, 2, 3, we count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So the and is the second half of the beat. So if you're playing 2 eighth notes, the first eighth note would come on the beat, in this case on 2. The second eighth note would come on and. So 2 and, 2 and, 3 and. Let's try study number 2 now. And I'll count out loud. You can try to play along with me. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Study number 3 is quite similar. It uses quarter notes and eighth notes, although we have a different time signature this time. 3-4 rather than 4-4. What that means is that rather than having 4 beats in the measure, you have 3 beats, 3 quarter notes, or for that matter, 6 eighth notes. Since an eighth note gets half a beat, if we have 3 beats to fill up, we could fill it up with 6 eighth notes, or any combination of quarter notes and eighth notes. In this study, number 3, we start out with 2 quarter notes, first and second beat, and the third beat is 2 eighth notes, 3 and. Again, I'll count out loud for you so you can follow the count, but I'll just count out loud the first time. The second time, I'll count the beats, but I won't actually count the ands, and see if you can get it. So, first time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2 and 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 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and. In bar 4 and in the last bar, there's a half note which has a dot behind it. What a dot does is it increases the value of the note by 1/2 the original value. In this case, we have a half note, 2 beats, and the half then increases it by half of that value. So half of 2 is 1. So we have 2 plus 1 equals 3. That's why in order to fill up the whole beat, we couldn't use, or the whole bar, we couldn't use the whole note as we did in 4/4 time, which took up the entire bar. In this case, we only have 3 beats. So we use a dotted half note, which then fills up the entire bar. Let's do it once again, and this time I'll just count the main beats, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now let's look at duet number 1. However, make sure that you've mastered the exercises that we've done previously before you go on. You'll note that this duet has a new time signature, 2/4, which means 2 quarter notes per measure. I'll play the piece twice through. The first time I'll play both parts so that you can hear how it sounds, and then I'll play my part alone and you can play along. 1, 2. Now I'll just play my part, and you can play along. 1, 2.